9 experienced hikers ran into the frozen night, barefoot. Imagine this. It's February 1959. Deep in the Ural Mountains of Russia, a team of seasoned students, led by Igor Dyatlov, sets up camp on the slopes of a mountain ominously named Dead Mountain. They're skilled, they're prepared, and they're in high spirits. But something goes horribly, inexplicably wrong. Sometime during the night, in temperatures well below freezing, they slice their tent open from the inside. They don't unzip it. They cut their way out, as if fleeing from something already inside with them. They run out into the blizzard, into the pitch black, without proper clothing. Some don't even have shoes. What could possibly make 9 experienced mountaineers abandon the safety of their only shelter and run into certain death? Weeks later, search parties make the first grim discoveries. 2 bodies are found near the remains of a small fire under a large pine tree, almost a mile from the tent. They are dressed only in their underwear. 3 more bodies are found between the tree and the camp, including Dyatlov himself, seemingly frozen while trying to crawl back to the tent. For months, the fate of the remaining 4 remained a mystery, until they were finally discovered in a ravine, buried under more than 10 feet of snow. And this is where the story turns from tragic to terrifying. These last 4 hikers had suffered injuries unlike anything the investigators had ever seen. One had a crushed skull. Another had her ribs shattered with a force so immense it was compared to a high-speed car crash. Yet, there were no external signs of a struggle on their bodies. No bruises, no cuts, just catastrophic internal damage. Stranger still, one of the women was missing her tongue and eyes. The other was missing her eyeballs. And it gets even weirder. Traces of radioactive contamination were found on some of their clothing. The official investigation was baffled. They couldn't find any logical explanation. There were no signs of other people, no animal tracks besides those of the hikers themselves. What could have caused such devastating injuries? Where did the radiation come from? And what happened to the missing body parts? The case was eventually closed, with the final report stating the hikers died from an unknown compelling force. That's the official conclusion. An unknown force. This single phrase has fueled decades of speculation. What was this force? The theories range from the plausible to the outright bizarre. Some believe they stumbled upon a secret Soviet weapons test, and the radiation and concussive injuries were the result of a nearby explosion. Others point to the local Mansi people's legends of malevolent spirits that haunt the mountains. Could it have been an avalanche? Possibly, but an avalanche doesn't explain why they cut the tent from the inside, or the selective, horrific injuries, or the missing tongues. And then there are the more unsettling theories. Some researchers claim the hiker's own camera, found at the scene, contained a final, disturbing photo, a strange, orange orb glowing in the night sky. This has led to speculation about UFOs and encounters with something not of this world. Was it some kind of undiscovered creature, a Russian Yeti perhaps, that drove them from their tent in a panic? The lack of animal tracks makes this unlikely, but in a mystery this deep, no theory is too strange to consider. Think about it. These were not novices. They were tough, smart people who knew the wilderness. For them to panic so completely, to run from the relative safety of their tent into a lethal blizzard, they must have faced something utterly terrifying. Something that made freezing to death seem like the better option. The evidence doesn't add up. The injuries are impossible. The conclusion is a mystery. Whatever they encountered on that desolate mountainside, it scared them more than death itself. The files were classified for years, and even today. The full story remains one of Russia's most chilling and unresolved secrets. If you want to dive into more real stories that will keep you up at night, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more mysteries to uncover. Thanks for watching, and try to stay awake tonight.